Alright everyone, welcome back. I'm Winter, and I'm here with the top 5 things I think new players need to know about the details of the StarCraft 2 ranking system. We're talking about more than just the basics. We're talking about outside of basic matchmaking rating, tiers, and leagues. Some things that newer players have a tendency to misunderstand, not understand, or just be confused about in general. I hope this can help you understand things a little bit better and be a little bit less intimidated by StarCraft 2. First off is ranked borders. When you get into a match of StarCraft 2 in 1v1 in the load screen, it will show the ranked border of the league, the highest league a player has achieved in 1v1 this season. So this means a Terran player, well, a Protoss player who has achieved Diamond 3 as Terran, but is playing as Gold as Protoss, will still have that Diamond border. They are more than likely not playing in Diamond. They are playing in Gold, but they have achieved Diamond as their best, well, probably their best race so far this season. 2 placement matches and more. Before you are ranked as any race, and each race requires this, you have to play 5 placement matches if you have not played that race before. But your placement matches are not done with that. You may have a rank, you may have a league, you may have played those 5 games, but your placement matches are not done for about 25 matches. This means for about 25 matches, 20 after the placement, you're going to gain or lose a lot more MMR than a standard match. The baseline, the way you know that you're kind of finished with your placement matches, is if you're playing a player around the same MMR, say you're about 3,300 or so, and you play another player who's around 3,300, and you gain or lose around 25 to 30 MMR, give or take, that means your placement matches are pretty much done. That's about the standard amount after the system is confident you're about where you should be. Alright, now what affects MMR? Does the length of a game, does what races the players were playing, does the amount of experience gained, does that affect how much MMR you gain or lose from a match? No. The only things that matter in changing your MMR are whether you won or whether you lost, and the matchmaking ratings of each player before the match. And remember, each race has its individual matchmaking rating. So, if you won or if you lost, and the matchmaking ratings before the match. That is it. Alright, of course, if the player was higher ranked than you, you're going to gain more MMR if you win, and lose less if you lose, and vice versa. Alright, now one more thing is division ranks and points. Does rank 28 of 1v1 Gold 1 Division Banshee Romeo matter? No, not really. Ranks and points are a holdout of the old system that we had in StarCraft 2 for years, where you couldn't see your matchmaking rating, and it was the only real way to determine where you were ranked. Now, it's really more of an indicator of activity. If you play a lot of games, you're more likely to have higher points, but not necessarily higher MMR. So, division ranks and points, they're fun, but don't worry about your rank in your division. Don't worry about really how much bonus pool you have. The only thing that matters is your matchmaking rating, whether you finished your placements and your post-placement matches. Alright, and the last one is unranked. Unranked players can play with ranked players in 1v1. Otherwise, it'd be pretty difficult to find a match. But you do not know if a player is unranked when you're playing against them. So, first off, there will be a ranked border on an unranked player. Unranked does have MMR. You gain or lose the same way against an unranked player as you would against a ranked player. Unranked just has a hidden MMR that only your opponents can see. Also, your MMR as unranked is initially based on your 1v1 rating. If you've played placements, if you're Diamond 3 as a Terran player, and you start playing unranked as a Terran player, it will have a different MMR, but it will start off similar to your ranked MMR. So you can use that. Maybe you want to test out some new builds with a little bit less pressure. You want to play against players who are playing to win. You can play unranked. I think that's a good system to have. Some players might not like that idea, but unranked does have an MMR, and it does start out similar to your currently ranked MMR as well, but it also is separate. It is unaffected once you start playing unranked by your ranked MMR dramatically. So I hope these are 5 things I could clear up for you guys. Remember, these are for 1v1. Team games are a whole different ball game. You don't have separate race MMRs. It works a little bit different based on the MMRs of your teammates and your opponents and stuff like that. I can do another video on that if you are so inclined to want it. But I hope this cleared some things up. It removed some confusion and made it a little bit easier to hit that play button, because at the end of the day, that's what really matters. Good luck, have fun, happy StarCrafting, and I'll see you next time.